they familiar with you and your music when you went over there, or did you just meet them for the first time, basically?
Well, when I turned up, I did have to do like a press conference a bit like this with loads of journalists. I think they were just really happy that I was there because, I was there on sort of not for musical purposes, but I was there to do like a documentary thing, which is about sort of rehabilitating child soldiers back into society and stuff like that, and all the kids that had seen loads of violence and stuff. And so they were really grateful for that, and they wanted to organise like a show. And I think Akon was doing like a tour around Africa at the time. And so maybe, they're like, ask Akon to come for you and do a show. And
I think Akon's everywhere.
I know. And he wanted me to join him and stuff, but I couldn't. And anyway, it was really, I was surprised. They put me on like the front page of all the newspapers and stuff like that. And at that time, I still couldn't get the visa to come to America, but I felt kind of proud that I was at least making connections with, like, Liberia.
Well, clearly you got things worked out and you got here.
Yeah, and here I am. So.
You guys, MIA. Wow. Now, basically, right now, she is really starting to attack and crack the States with, of course, this being, I think, your, second album being released here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And overseas, clearly you've hit there first before here. You go anywhere over there, from what I'm told, you get attacked just because of the fact that your music is blown up to quite a level over there, correct?
Sort of.
Well, here's what I'm getting to. I know you guys, and this is a great problem to have. I know you guys are concerned and worried about leaking out on the internet. Now, for an artist that's just starting out, they're begging for a leak because of the fact that you want it out there. When you're an artist where you're trying to hold everything off until the big release date and people are trying to get at it, it's a good problem to have. I heard one song leaked, correct? A track called Jimmy leaked in the UK, correct or incorrect?
Yeah, but luckily it happened while I was on tour. Someone could have got it bad.
How do you fight that? Because the internet is so massive.
You can't. The thing is, especially like, I don't know, especially sort of this album being real subject matter-wise, very bootleggy, you know what I mean? Like, when I was in India and Africa and stuff, like, I started finding, like, vintage bootleg stuff and became really obsessed with it and stuff like that. And it's, you just can't fight it. And I think, like, the people that I work with are trying to control it and stuff like that. But yeah, on the one hand it's flattering, on the one hand it's difficult. But I think for an artist like me, it just probably is about spreading it as wide as possible and not really, like, I don't know, contain the bootleg.
Did you find it, when you said you found bootlegs, did you find bootlegs of your personal stuff or just other artists?
No, I'm just saying, like, the bootleg culture is crazy, whether you go to, like, the neighborhood I live in Brooklyn, like, every shop is, like, a bootleg store and CD shop, and, you've got, like, Africans who are bootlegging, like, Jamaican CDs and shipping it from, somewhere random, and it's just so, there's, like, a whole bootleg world, you know what I mean? That's just high enterprise, and it's really difficult. Like, if you know that if you go to India and put your record out, like, most of it is going to be bootlegged, but that's fine because most people can't really afford to buy it. I
think it's just kind of cool. I don't know. I think it's just kind of cool. Album's out August 21st, unless of course you have a bootleg. But August 21st, the album is out. Pronounce the title of the album, please. Kala?
Kala.
What does that mean? Is there some?
It's my mom's name.
Oh.
Well, I just thought I'd make it fair. It takes two. So.
That's kind of deep. I have no response to that. All right, and let me ask one final question before we just take a break and go into the album. You, of course, born in London, moved to Sri Lanka when you were 6 months old, I believe. I don't know how long you lived in Sri Lanka, but the tsunamis, did that affect any of your family or friends?
A few, but it wasn't, so bad. Like, most of most of my family are kind of spread out across Sri Lanka and stuff like that. So, you know, it's difficult to talk about it. I think, you know, the war still affected them more, though, than the tsunami.
We'll leave it at that. I assume some music will pop up on your album that comes from inspiration from those topics. So we'll pause on that, come back, we'll go through her album. And once again, you guys, MIA in the studio right here on KIISS FM.
Thank you.
Maybe it's the